We're going to be talking about a very taboo subject, breastfeeding. It is World Breastfeeding Week, and we're talking about things that made headlines recently. And of course, we're talking about the Walmart story where the woman was berated for breastfeeding in public. Now, why can't we accept, Kim Kardashian can break the Kardashian with her body, naked body, but we can't accept a woman breastfeeding out in public? Why is that?
That's a great question. When you think about it, it's really two completely different contexts. One is about nutrition of your baby, and the other one has more to do with fashion and what's out there and style and sexuality, and they're two really different contexts.
And so what can we do? So of course we're talking, and it's very important that women have the choice to breastfeed in public and can breastfeed in public, and of course you may sometimes offend people who are not for that. And so is there a fine line where you should be courteous? Should you be courteous to other people around you when it comes to your baby's needs?
So I think that it is a fine line, and it's really tough for a mom because we can't predict when our baby's going to want to feed and need to feed, especially a very young baby who's relying solely on breastfeeding. So I think in a circumstance like that, as a mother, we do the best that we can. But like in everything in life, I think we have to do our best to also be courteous and respectful. But what I perceive as courteous and respectful may be different from
exactly, and everybody has their own views. Some have to do with religious views. If you're out in public, maybe on an airplane, what should you do? Should you try to cover up? It's a very touchy subject.
It's a tough call, and in those, some people say, well, go to the bathroom, but have you ever been in an airplane bathroom? Really hard to feed your baby in that context.
And why should you have to go to the bathroom to breastfeed your child?
Exactly. So I think that there's a way to do it, and obviously you have to gauge the situation, but do our best to be respectful around us. There are lots of things you can get to cover, but the other thing is also making sure your baby's comfortable and feeding well, so that's also important. And
so we're talking about feeding babies, and a lot of celebrities have come forward lately and maybe shown the world that breastfeeding is okay. So we've seen Angelina Jolie do this. We've seen as well, there she is right there, Angelina Jolie breastfeeding. We've seen many stars do this. Giselle, this is not what I look like breastfeeding, but Giselle breastfeeding as well. Miranda Kerr. I mean, these are all moms that have stepped out to show that breastfeeding is okay. So, but it's also okay if a woman does not want to breastfeed and she has that choice. And we're telling people it's okay if you breastfeed, and it's okay if you decide to bottle feed, because not everybody can.
Absolutely. There's different reasons a woman may choose not to. It may be for health reasons of the mom, of the baby, and it may be for personal reasons. But I think the important thing is that it is a personal choice, and we're not there to judge.
Absolutely, and that's important. We're not here to judge. We're just saying these are the options. Now, one more thing that I want to point out, these are the controversial photos that have been circulating. Of course, the Time magazine photo of a woman breastfeeding her child and toddler, and another woman who's breastfeeding her 7-year-old child. Now, a lot of people have many questions about this. Is this something that's normal? Is this something that women are doing that we just don't know about, that they're breastfeeding children in elementary?
Well, it's definitely out there. I think in the past people used to breastfeed longer than they do necessarily now. But the truth is there's actually no universally accepted or scientifically proven perfect age to wean your child. So it really is a choice as to when people want to stop. And I think as a healthcare professional, my role is to support that woman's choice.
Exactly. So we're talking about choices. I mean, there's so much more that we could talk about here, Preetha. I hope you got a little bit of information from this. At the end of the day, it's your decision. Breastfeed, bottle feed, or feed your child as long as you want.